Well, it's Tuesday, 10th of August 2021. I'm waiting at Blakehurst Lane to meet Peter Lamb, who has another walk for us planned. We'll just have to toddle off and find somewhere sensible to park, and then we'll make our way. Well, we've parked up. Peter's got a route planned. I'll probably spun around too quickly then. Apparently we're going to take in a place where it appears one of the last hangings in this country took place, and we've just been talking to some ladies, and we will be looking over very old settlements where such things as mammoth tooths and old weapons have been found, which I'm told we must go to Worthing Museum if we're going to find out a little bit more about them. Right, we're off. Nice little start. It looks like we've got some, sorry about that, Pete, looks like we've got some interesting little tracks to wander down today. Better watch my footwork. Just coming out the end of that little path into a nice little bit of sunshine, some pretty scenery, and we're off to the left, Pete, yeah?
Yeah, down there. Should be down here now.
It's always the way. It's like when I lived in Arundel, we lived opposite the top gates of Arundel Castle, but I never visited Arundel Castle until after we moved.
No.
This is nice though, isn't it? And this nice little... I must remember not to spin too fast. Diane grumbles at me. Yeah. She says she feels dizzy sometimes watching my bits of recording.
It's a bit like on the carousel.
Yeah, you got it. Well, there you go. Peter and I have just bumped into a lady and spoke to her, a lady that me and my daughter once spoke to while we were walking, and it turns out that everybody knows everybody from like 40 years ago or whatever, and knows everybody that everybody knew then. So we've just spent probably 20 odd minutes chitter chattering. We really needed to have a beer or a gin and tonic while we were doing it, but there you go. Carry on. If you listen carefully, you won't hear any traffic, which is really nice, pleasant change. Right, we've come out onto the road that I believe takes us up to Wepham and Wepham. In which order, I'm not exactly certain, but there you go. Obviously, a little bit of time on the road now, walking up toward Wepham, but still some nice countryside to admire on our way. And then we're going to turn off and head back up into the countryside. Right, you can see Wepham a little bit in the distance there. When we get to Wepham, we will be turning off, and apparently we've discovered we will be walking on what is known as the old leper's footpath. Okay, Peter just emerging from another little footpath he'd just been to investigate, and look, there's another nice little sneaky one going off up there. Still lovely countryside, and I think as we go round this bend we will probably see the sign for Wepham. Yes, and lo and behold, there is the sign for Wepham.
There we are. Just pan round now to your left and you get Arundel Castle.
All right. Do it slowly so as not to make Diane dizzy. Oh yeah, just make out the top of Arundel Castle. Whether it'll show up on here or not, I don't know. Oops, what am I doing? I seem to have changed the colour. Oh well, not to worry. Onwards and upwards, as we say. Yeah, just come into Wepham. A couple of pretty little thatched cottages and what have you. Quite nice. Right.
That must be the old church or school there.
Sorry, there.
Yeah.
I guess it was at one time of day. Yeah. Got that look about it. When all little villages and abodes had schools and everything else. But Here we are, change of direction and,
Well, I don't know.
or maybe not. No, maybe this isn't the turning. Well, as it turns out, it looked like it was going to private property, but no, as you can see, there's a stile and public footpath, so over we go. And on we go. Right, the stile negotiated, and we're now on what was historically the leper's footpath. And from the leper's footpath, as you can see in the distance there, Amberley chalk cliffs where we've parked up and walked from in the past, and the distant hill is at Hazelmere, I'm reliably informed by my guide. Alright. Okay, Pete?
Better view of Arundel Castle.
Eh?
Better view of Arundel Castle.
Not too fast, not too fast. Oh yeah, better view of Arundel Castle there. And as you can see, on our footpath, on we go. Oops, you're a bit close there, Pete. Quite a view. Another stile to clamber over.
That's Wepham down there. That's where we landed on our balloon trip.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because that's where the George is down there somewhere, isn't it? Quite a nice pub. Sort of zoom in.
Property down there.
Yeah, I'll bet there is. Some nice views, that's for sure. See Amberley again there. Right, carry on, my turn to clamber over the stile. Right, we had a nice lunch break sitting there looking at the views of where the ancient settlements would have been. And we're now making our way back eventually to the car.
And where they might be in the future when the global warming.
Yeah. Yeah, we all might be up here soon. Look at that, lovely, isn't it? Over there, beautiful. Yeah, we've walked a lot of that different ways, Peter, haven't we? Well, Walker's brought us up through this farm, and I think we bear around here, take a left shortly, and then I'll connect up with the footpath we were on this morning. Yep, we're coming up to a left turn now, I think. Something to read. Oh, is it? Back onto the more interesting track, Angmering Park Farms. Please keep to the public footpath. And here we are again, back into the woods, back onto the little footpaths. Quite cool in here. It's been warm today. Lovely day though. I'm certainly not going to grumble. That was a more sane walk today, about 7.8 kilometres, something like that, and we're back to our start. So, well done, Pete. You didn't exhaust me like you did last week. 15.5 kilometres last week. But there you go. A little bit of information about Leper's Way, thought I might add. Apparently the track heading up the northwestern slope of Perry's Hill is medieval in origin and was created to be used by the lepers travelling from the remote leper colony at Lee Farm to both St Mary's Church at Wepham, where a leper window still exists. So those afflicted with the disease could watch services outside the church without having to come into contact with the healthy congregation inside. And Arundel, where a medieval leper hospital was known to exist. The lower end of the route is known as Coombe Lane. The track here is a public footpath through the hillside and has open access.